Assalamu alaikum everybody, welcome to the third video of the first unit of the ICT IGCSE, which is types and components of a computer system. There is not much left for us to study. We're only left with types of computers, and then we will study emerging technologies. Now let's discuss quickly what types of computers are there. The first one is desktop. Desktop usually refers to the general purpose of computer that is made up of separate monitor, separate keyboard, mouse, processor unit, and so on. So this is a desktop. Everything is separate. The screen is alone, and the tower, the keyboard, and the mouse. Unlike the laptop, it is distinguished from, for example, a laptop by the fact that it's made up of a number of separate components. Well, you just said that, right? Because laptop and desktop computers tend to be used for very similar purposes, it is worth making a comparison between the two types of a computer. Well, yeah, and hopefully, to be honest, those are the kind of questions that usually be there in the exam every year, okay, or every session, okay. The advantages of desktop computers over laptop, okay. For the desktop, spare parts and connections tends to be standardized, which usually result in lower cost. The desktops are lower cost than a laptop. Desktop computers are easier and less expensive. We just basically said that. Easier and less expensive to upgrade or expand. Like, you can easily remove your hard disk drive from the case, open the case from the side, remove your hard disk drive if it's 500 GB. Get a new hard disk drive that's 1 terabyte and install it. It's very easy to expand it, okay. Power consumption, the desktops actually don't consume a lot of power. They don't consume a lot of power, the same as the laptop, because the laptop has a battery, right? It is not critical because they usually plug straight into the wall socket. They don't have a battery, and the larger casing allow a better dissipation of any heat building up. So you think that this is like filled with components of the computer. It's actually half of it, or more than half of it, is empty, and that makes it easier for the computer not to heat up quickly, unlike the laptops. Because they are usually fixed in one location, there is less likelihood of them being damaged or stolen, because they are there in your office or on your desk at home. Internet access can be more stable because a desktop computer is more likely to have a wired internet connection, and we all know that wired internet connection is more stable than a wireless connection, because there's no more there's not a lot of barriers like a wall or maybe a sandstorm outside that can interrupt your wireless connection. Now, they do have disadvantages in compared to laptops. The most obvious is that they are not portable, right? You can't move a desktop. You can, but it's really difficult, right? They tend to be more complicated because all the components needs to be hooked up by a wire, lots and lots of wires if you're having a desktop. Because they are not particularly portable, it is necessary to copy files on, for example, like if you have a desktop, you always have to carry your files on a memory stick or a flash drive, and so on. Those are the disadvantages of a desktop. The main uses of desktop computers include office, business work, educational use, like the ones that we have in the ICT lab, use as a gaming device. They're really good in gaming. General entertainment, like when you have it at home. Okay, mobile computers, the next type of computers. Mobile computers, by their very name, suggest a group of computers which are considerably more portable than desktop computers. Such as computers fall into 4 categories: laptop computers, smartphones, tablets, and phablets. So all of those are considered mobile computers: the laptop, the smartphone, the tablet, and the phablet. Phablet is just a smartphone, but just a little bit bigger than the conventional smartphone. Laptops or notebooks refer to the type of computer where the monitor, keyboard, pointing device, and the processor are all together in one single unit, and they are all over here. This is the keyboard, this is the pointing device, this is the screen, and inside you have the CPU and everything. Features: they're lightweight, way less than a desktop, low power consumption because it has a battery, and low heat output. Cooling is very important. They all have a fan below there. Okay, laptop computers do have advantages when compared to a desktop. Okay, now we're comparing the laptop to a desktop. Okay, the most obvious advantage is that they are portable, and because everything is in one single unit, there are no trailing wires. You won't be having lots of wires, and they take up much less room on the desktop. Basically, you have one item sitting on your desktop. Yeah, I mean the table, the desk, right? Their portability allows them to take full advantages of Wi-Fi features. You can always connect to a Wi-Fi. Because they are portable, they can link into any multimedia systems. Like you can take them and hook them up with your TV screen in the living room. The disadvantages of the laptop is that because they are easily portable, they can also be easy to steal. Like they are also easier to steal. They have limited battery life. Nowadays, I think the best laptop can go up to 8 hours. You need okay, you need to carry your adapter. Yeah, you need to carry your adapter wherever you go. The same that I'm doing every day. The keyboards and pointing devices can sometimes be more awkward to use. Like sometimes I plug my external mouse in there. Okay, because they are portable. Sorry. It is not always possible to upgrade them. It's really difficult to upgrade your laptop. You actually need to take it into a maintenance store in order to disassemble a lot of parts and open it up and disassemble a lot of parts in order to get to one part. So it's a bit difficult. You need a lot of tools. The main use of a laptop computer is office and business work, educational use, general entertainment, and use in control and monitoring, like camera surveillance, for example. Nearly the same uses as the desktop, right? The next mobile computers are smartphones. They allow normal phone calls to be made, but also have an operating system such as iOS or Android or Windows, allowing them to run a number of computer applications known as apps or applets. They allow users to send, receive emails, use a number of apps, use a camera features, and so on, like the music and all. It's basically saying all the features that one can do while having a phone. You can also connect to a Wi-Fi or broadcast a Wi-Fi hotspot, and you have the 3G, 4G, and 5G mobile network phones. Okay. The features of a smartphone includes high definition, anti-glare display. We're talking about the screen. It's HD and it has an anti-glare display. So if you're using the phone outdoor, the sun will not reflect a lot to the extent that you won't be able to see what's on your screen. Front and back facing cameras. You have the front camera and you have the back camera, right? Lower weight and longer battery life. So batteries can go up to 2 days on cell phones. And yeah, and if your cell phone is like brand new and you're not a social media addict, it can go up to 3 days. The use of Bluetooth for connections to printers and other devices. You can also use your Bluetooth to connect to the car speakers, the car stereo, and all. Make use of flash, solid state memory, and cloud storage. Like the phone memory is basically solid state, and you can also back up all your files on the cloud. If you're an iPhone user, you'd be using iCloud, and if you're an Android user, you'll be using the Google Drive. They use a number of sensors to carry out the following functions. Proximity sensors to detect if the device is close to, for example, the ear, which allows it to block unintended touches. Like if somebody calls you and you answer and you put your phone close to your ear, the screen touch will go off, allows you to talk and prevent you from accidentally controlling or touching or opening any apps. Accelerometer, which detects movements and orientation of the device. For example, move the display from portrait to landscape to view photos. You flip your phone to the side and it goes from portrait mode to landscape mode. You can use a sophisticated speech recognition like Siri to enable the user to ask the device to look for things or maybe ask for directions and so on. Yeah. Okay, let's not get into all the boring details about mobile phones. Everybody knows them and we studied them in previous year. Now let's get to the advantages of the smartphone. They're very small in size and lightweight. They're pocket size, right? Therefore, they are very easy to carry and have on your person at all times. This is more difficult with laptops because they are much bulkier and much heavier. The next advantage is that you can use them to make phone calls but also connect to the internet while on the move. It's a bit difficult to make a phone call with laptops and desktops, but the phones are designed to actually their main purpose is to make phone calls, right? Because they use Wi-Fi and mobile phone networks, they can be used almost anywhere. Okay, they have apps which make use of sensor data provided by the smartphone. For instance, location on the map, or they can provide services that are not available on desktop and laptop. They have a reasonable battery life compared to laptops. As I mentioned earlier, they can go for days. Now let's go to the disadvantages of smartphones. The disadvantage is that the screen is small, so the keyboard makes pages difficult to read. They have a small screens and keyboards. Okay, it is more difficult and slower when typing things. In laptops and desktops, much bigger screens and much larger keyboards. Nowadays with the youth, I think typing is like very quick and easy when using a mobile phone or a tablet. Web browsing and photography can quickly drain the battery. Memory size in most phones is not very large when compared to laptops and desktops, although it is comparable with tablets. However, the latest generation smartphones come with 1 TB or terabyte memories. Not all website features are compatible with smartphone operating system. Some of the websites, it opens a smaller version of the website. We have a whole different version that we call WAB. It changes your entire appearance of your web page. Because of their small size, it is much easier to lose a smartphone or for it to be stolen compared to laptops and desktops. The data transfer rate using mobile phone networks can be slower than with Wi-Fi. It makes streaming of video or music, for example, less than satisfactory at times. Now let's move on to tablets. Tablets are becoming an increasingly used type of mobile computers. They work in a similar way to a smartphone. Tablets use touchscreen technology and do not have a conventional keyboard. The keyboard is virtual, just like the cell phone. That is, it is part of the touchscreen and keys are activated by simply touching them with a finger or a stylus. Now we don't need to get into the definition because again it's going to tell you that it's using the mobile network 3G, 4G and 5G and all. Now let's get straight to the advantages of tablets compared to laptops. They're very fast to switch on. A tablet is very fast to switch on. No time delaying waiting for the operating system to load up. Fully portable. The touchscreen technology means they are simple to use and do not need any other input devices. Can use several apps as standard, such as built-in camera, MP3 or MP4 players, and so on. Not much heat generated by the processor when using them. The battery life of a tablet is a lot longer. When a power button is pressed, it goes into standby but remains connected to the internet, so the user still hears alerts when emails or other events are received. Now the disadvantage of using a tablet is tablets tend to be rather expensive when compared to laptops. They often have limited memory or storage when compared to laptops. If 3G, 4G or 5G mobile phone networks are used, they can be expensive to run if the internet is being accessed frequently. Typing on a touchscreen can be slow and error prone compared to a standard keyboard. Transferring of files often has to be done through an application store or application ator. I don't think so. This lack of drag and drop facility can prove to be irritating to users. Laptops tend to support more types of file formats than tablets and are also better equipped to run different types of software. Okay, so the last thing about the types of computers is the main uses of a smartphone, tablets, and phablets includes, again, we discussed that, and they're nearly the same. We use it for entertainment, gaming, as a camera or video camera, internet use, sending, receiving emails, global positioning system, the GPS, a calendar function, telephone banking, voice over the internet protocol, or VoIP, which is like the WhatsApp call, the Viber call, any video call that you do on the internet. It doesn't have to be video, it could also be a voice. Any messenger that you use to have a phone call over the internet is called voice over IP, which is a huge thing nowadays. Okay, like as network administrators and all. Instant access to the social media, instant messaging, office and business management, education use, and remotely controlled devices. Like I can control the computer at home from my cell phone. Okay, so let's move to the last topic in this unit. Okay, the first thing that we're going to define is AI, artificial intelligence. There are many definitions of artificial intelligence. Essentially, AI is a machine or application which carries out a task that requires some degree of intelligence. In the other book it says human intelligence, right? But we can go on with this one or that one, whichever you want. AI is a machine or application which carries out a task that requires some degree of intelligence. An example: use of language, like translation, recognizing a person's face recognition, the ability to operate machinery, like the ones that they have in the cars factory, such as a car, airplane, train, and so on. Like driving a car like Tesla, the autopilot in airplanes, or aeroplanes as the British people say, and the trains. Okay, analyzing data to predict the outcome of a future event, such as the weather forecasting. Okay, AI duplicates human tasks which require decision making. This is one of the things that we use AI for: decision making and problem solving skills. Eventually, many tasks presently done by humans will be replaced by robots in the future, which could lead to unemployment. Probably this is one of the disadvantages of the artificial intelligence. A lot of people are going to go out of jobs. However, the positive side includes improvements in safety and quality. Well, if you have a job that's done by computers, you would expect that it's done perfectly. Okay, some examples are detailed below. The impact of AI on our everyday's life. Okay, whenever AI is mentioned, people usually think of science fiction, fantasies, and think of robots, and also apps that we use to chat with, like ChatGPT, right? The science fiction writer Isaac Asimov even went as far as producing his 3 laws of robotics. The first one is: robots may not injure a human through action or inaction. This is for programmers when they are designing, when they are designing the software for the robots. This is something that they have to put in their program. Robots may not injure a human. Robots must obey order given by humans. Robot must protect itself unless it conflicts with the 2 laws above. Over here we are getting a few examples of the use of AI. The first one is autonomous vehicle or driverless vehicle. The first one. The second one is robotic research is leading to improvement in technologies to help amputees and people with disabilities. This is actually a synthetic leg. And we use it to control heavy machinery from afar. The negative impact of AI is that it could lead to many job losses in a number of areas. That's the first one. The second one is dependency on technology and the inability to carry out tasks done by robots. So from now on, we're going to just sit, relax, and let the robots do their job. Loss of skills. Even now, skills from previous generations have been lost as humans have been replaced by machines and software applications. To be honest, I can't remember the last time I've held a pen and started writing a whole page. We're always using technology for that. But this is just an example. Now we have extended reality, we have AR, VR, and MR. What we are studying is emerging technologies. And one of the emerging technologies is extended realities. In extended realities, XR refers to real and virtual combined environments and is a catch-all term for all immersive technologies. The three most common examples at the moment are augmented reality, virtual reality, and mixed reality. All these immersive technologies extend the reality we experience by either blending the virtual and real worlds or by creating a fully immersive experience. In this chapter, we will only consider the first two examples. AR, augmented reality. The feature of augmented reality includes it allows the user to experience the relationship between digital, virtual, and physical, real worlds. Virtual information and objects are overlaid onto real world situation. The real world is enhanced with digital details such as images, text, and animation. The user can experience the AR world through special goggles or via smartphone, tablets, phablets. The user is not isolated from the real world and is still able to interact and see see what is going on in front of them. Examples include the Pokemon Go app or the Pokemon Go game, which overlays digital creatures onto real-world situations. That is augmented reality. We use both the virtual reality and the real world, the virtual digital world and the physical real world. In the future, augmented reality will have an impact on all of the following areas: safety and rescue operations, entertainment, shopping and retail, and healthcare. Moving on to VR, which is virtual reality. The features of virtual reality includes the ability to take the user out of the real world environment into a virtual digital environment, unreal. In contrast to AR, the user is fully immersed in a simulated digital world. Users must wear a VR headset or a head-mounted display which allows a 360-degree view of the virtual world. This fools the brain into believing they are walking on an ocean bed, walking in an alien world, or inside a volcano. This technology can be used to good effect in medicine, teaching operation procedures, constructions, engineering, and the military. So those are VR and AR, augmented reality and virtual reality. Now we're going to go a little bit in depth about virtual reality and the impact on the following areas: the military application, healthcare. If you notice that the impact, we always have common points: entertainment, fashion, heritage, business, engineering, sports, media, and scientific visualization. On this note, this would be the last thing that we are going to discuss during this unit. This would be the end of your first unit in the ICT IGCSE first chapter, which is types and components of a computer system. I'm wishing you all the best in your studies. This would be it for the first exam. I am going to create another series for each and every chapter in this book. Well, I hope you enjoyed and learned a lot during this series. Take good care and see you in another series. Bye.